Johnny Depp breaks to tears. He can no longer hide his illness. For over the decades, Johnny Depp has been regarded as one of the most charismatic figures in the Hollywood. The actor who brought the Captain Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhands, and the countless other unforgettable characters to life has always embodied the mystery, the eccentricity, and the strength. Yet, in the heartbreaking recent moments, the mask slipped. Depp, usually the cool, enigmatic performer, broke down into the tears, unable to conceal the reality of his long hidden illness any longer. The raw display of the vulnerability has turned the world. Fans who have admired him for the years now see not only on the larger than the life icon, but also the fragile, deeply human man behind the roles. His emotional revelation has sparked both concern and the outpouring of the love, igniting the conversations about the health, secrecy, and the presence of the stardom. The moment that shocked the fans, it happens during the appearance where the Depp has expected to project his usual charm and the gratitude. But something was different. Observers notices his voice quivering, his movements slower, and his eyes heavily with the emotion. When he finally spoke, he faltered, fighting back tears before allowing them to flow freely. For an actor known for his composure and the playful wit, with the sudden break was shocking. He could not hide it anymore. One attendee later said, "It was if the weight of the years just collapsed to him right there." In that moment, Johnny Depp was no longer the pirate, the eccentric Jeanne, or the timeless heartthrob. He was man overwhelmed by the pain, admitting that his illness has become too heavy to secret to carry. The illness in the shadows, while Depp has never publicly named the condition he suffers from, hints and the speculation have circulated for the years. Changes in his physical appearances, periods of the noticeable weight loss, pale skin, fatigue, and the different focusing have fueled the rumors. At one point, paparazzi photos of him looking frail sent fans into the frenzy of the concern, though Depp dismissed the chatter at the time. Now his tears has confirmed that have many feared that he has indeed been battling a serious ongoing illness, whether it is related to his long documented vision issues. He has admitted being blind in one side and severely nearsightedness in the other, or something more complex is still unknown. But what is clear is that hiding it the taken a devastating toll. Why he stayed silent? Why would a star depth's magnitudes choose to suffer in silence? The answer lies in the brutal expectations of the Hollywood. For the decades, actors have been pursued and pressured to maintain an image of the invincibility, youthful, energetic, always ready for the next blockbuster. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, and the weakness can mean fewer roles, fewer opportunities, and the endless tabloid speculation. For Depp, who have already endured years of the public battles and the controversies, the idea of showing the fragility may have felt the unbearable. Protecting his family, his fans, his career likely outweighed and insist to be open about his health. But as the years passed, the secret became harder to contain. The tears that slipped recently were not just about the illness itself, but about the suffering and suffocating burden of living in the silence. The emotional and the physiological toll. Hiding the illness is exhausting, not only the physically but emotionally. Friends close to the Depp have shared that he struggled with the long bouts of the anxiety and the depression related to his condition. Some days he reportedly withdraw the completely, while others days he pushed himself too hard, determined to prove he was still strong enough to carry on. This duality, pretending to be a fine while battling unseen pain, creates the immense physiological strain. It means constantly living a double life, the public figure adored by the millions and the private individual fighting battles no one sees. When he finally cried in the public, it was less about the weakness and more about the release. It was the dam breaking, years of the bottled up emotion finally spilling over, and paradoxically, it was also a sign of the courage. Fans' reactions, love, loyalty, and shock. If Depp feared losing his fans' respect by revealing his vulnerability, he needed not have to worry. The response was immediately overwhelming. The social media erupted with the hashtags like Stay Strong Johnny and We Love You Johnny Depp as millions expressed their support. He has gives us the decades of the magic. Now it's a time given him to give him back, wrote one fan on the X formerly Twitter as others reflected on how his honesty made them love him even more. Seeing him cry made me realize that he is not just an actor, he is a human. And I admire him even more for the showing outside himself another posted. Even follow actors and the collaborators spoke out, praising Depp for his bravery. For many, it was a reminder that illness and the vulnerability spare no one, not even the legends we grew up idolizing. The media frenzy, of course, the media response was swift and the relentless. Headlines blared about the death tears with the speculation about his illness running the rampant. Some outlets focused on the empathy, portraying him as a man of the courageously facing his health struggles. Others, less kind, dissected in his every moment, looking for the signs of the frailty. This dual reaction highlights the troubling truth. Even even in the moments of the raw honesty, celebrities remain under the microscope. While fans largely reacted with the compassion, the press relentless hunger for the details risk turning his personal battle into the entertainment fodder. Yet Dev's tears may also have been changed the narrative. Instead of focusing solely on the gossip or the controversies, much of the discussion revolves around the humanizing him, a shift that could redefine how public perceives his moving forward. The larger conversation, illness and the stardom. Johnny Depp's revelation raises a large question. Why do stars feel need to hide their illness at all? In a world increasingly open about the mental health and the chronic conditions, one would expect Hollywood to be more forgiving. But the pressure to maintain the illusion of the perfection is stronger than ever. By breaking down, Depp inadvertently shines a light on this issue. His movement of the vulnerability could inspire other public figures to be more open, sparking broader conversations about the empathy, acceptance, and the dismantling the stigma around the illness in the entertainment industry. Depp's legacy in a new light. Throughout his career, Depp has been admired for his ability to transform into the characters of the strength, eccentricity, and the endurance. Now, fans have has been beginning to see those qualities in his real life. His illness, while heartbreaking, has become another chapter in his legacy, a chapter not defined weakness but by the courage. The man who once captivated the world with his performances in is now captivating them with his humanity. And in a strange way, this vulnerability may secure his place as one of the most beloved actors of all time, not because of his flawless but because of his he is real. Looking ahead, what comes next for the Johnny Depp is uncertain. While he reveal more about his illness, will he continue to work or set back to focus on his health? Only will tell. But one thing is certain, he will not face his journey alone. His fans are more devoted than ever. His colleagues respect him deeply, and his tears have created a bridge between him and the world that fame often places at a distance. As one of fan wrote, Johnny has given us the piece of himself through every role. If now he needs to take care of himself, we will stand by him every step and on the every way. Conclusively, we can say that he has strength in his tears. In the end, Johnny Depp breakdown was not the sign of the weakness, but it was a sign of the strength. By admitting that he could no longer hide his illness, he have given the world a glimpse of the man behind the legend. He reminded us that even those who seem untouchable carry hidden struggles, and in doing so, he had rewritten his narrative, not just an actor but as a human being fighting with the courage, honesty, and the vulnerability. His tears may have shocked the world, but they also united in its compassion, and perhaps that will be his greatest legacy. Not the characters he played, but the humanity he revealed when he could no longer pretend to be invincible. So guys, if you find this video as entertaining and interesting, then you have to subscribe the channel and also have to like the video. I wish you best of luck.